Hello. Hey, all my lovely chatters. Hello, Frost. Hello, Reed. What's everybody doing? I had to go make a cup of tea for myself, so a little delayed. This song's really interesting. It's about a pair of conjoined twins from a musical. I'm pretty sure. Right. Just making my posts about being live. So I'm a little hesitant about doing art again just because I keep forgetting that like I haven't been practicing a whole lot on my own. So there's like a lot of parts that I feel like I'm gonna get worse at again because I haven't done them for a while. But you know, here's what it is. You have returned from advertisement prison. Welcome back. All right, I have made my posts. I do need to start up my avatar. One moment. No, I haven't. I have a cup of very caffeinated tea here with me. Um Problem is I'm trying to do stuff while I'm talking and that just doesn't work very well while I'm mentally still quite tired. All right. Tablet has been acquired. Finding its place on my desk. I love this playlist. It's a good playlist. Where the heck is my... There it is. Couldn't find my couldn't find my pin for a second. Okay, one moment. All right. We are going to open up Final Fantasy XIV quickly just to get some reference photos of my character. So give me a moment to log in. How's everyone else doing? I am admittedly quite tired. Let's just quickly turn off sound. Not worry about that. You like this song? It's a good song. You're making food? Awesome. You see what I made for breakfast? I made some toast eggies. I put sriracha mayo on it. I put way too much on it. Cause it was a bit much. Man, am I gonna have to redo my tracking once again? Or am I just that tired? Wow, I'm just that tired. It's like, are my eyelids actually just going down that far? Yes. Yes, they are. The answer is yes. That's so funny. Okay. Final Fantasy 14. This is my Banui gal. Let's get some sunshine on her face. She's adorable. And I really want to draw her, but I need better images. So really quickly, we're just going to take off the glasses. And we can probably take off the backpack. I feel like this is a decent outfit to use as my initial one. Nice job on that 5-stream streak, Breed. Let's do. Oh my god, these nails are crazy, and I kind of forgot how crazy they are. But that's okay. I'm mostly looking to learn how to draw my my head shape. So now let's go into G pose. Okay. So hide. Oh, that's right. I forgot I can turn on lights. I'm trying to remember how I take a photo. I think it's that. No. How am I taking photos? You like my outfit? Thank you. Is it this one or was it? Yeah, okay, it's that one. Okay, so then let's do one where I'm looking. Do one more like straight on. I think that's good. Especially the little hat. Emmy out here looking snazzy IRL and in game. Aw. Thanks. They have some style for the rest of us. Oh, I've got bad news. I have so many good outfits. Fashion is kind of my vibe in this game. Here. Allow me to share with you the joy that is fashion in this game. Here's my Weaver outfit. A very fire fit. Tiny hat. Hey, it's Juicy. Nice to see you, man. I am taking screenshots of my character so that I can practice drawing them. And this top is forever my favorite top. It's the first time they've done this type of fabric called brocade, this red fabric that has a pattern within it. This is a technique that was originally done with silk fabrics, where it was able to be done because you could get a tighter weave with silk fabric or silk than you could with anything else at the time, because we couldn't spin things small enough in order to get a tighter weave. So you could do multiple colors of the same fabric or the same thread, and then you could decide whether or not they're getting pushed to the front or the back in certain parts of the weave, which you could then use to create pictures in the fabric itself within the weave, which is awesome. And brocade is specifically the term that's used for when they do it with silk. And this is the first time this game has actual brocade as a fabric, and it's a weaver garment. And I am so happy about it. And it's definitely not my special interest. I don't know. I love weaving and I love spinning. And if I had been born in a different era, I would have been a spinster for sure. Emmy out here fangirling for real though. And then check out this fit. This is my gathering clothes. I went for like, you know, we're out here in the you know, the new expansion is all in the jungles, so I kind of went for like a jungle fit where I would be nice and airy, wouldn't get overheated, have a little backpack with my map in it, sandals, you know, gotta be able to dip your toes in the water while you're fishing. Very important. I also just realized my music is still very loud, so hold on, let me turn down my music a little bit. You've expanded your meme hard drive. Yes! Memes. The lifeblood. And then I've got this fit, which I also really like. I'd love to draw this one, but it's gonna do some stuff with the face, you know, changing the shape. Also, canonically, my character in this game needs glasses. So if you see her in a fit without glasses, she's flying blind, baby. Oh no, Emmy memes? Oh boy. Drinking some of my tea. Tea. Okay. So that's my red mage fit, which I quite like. And then wait, why are my boots missing? Weird. This is my black mage fit. It has not changed in a very long time, but I don't know why my boots are missing again. Here we go. Interesting fashion fact is how rare Turnian purple was until we figured out how synthetic dyes. We couldn't create a good purple dye that wouldn't run or fade quickly. Very, very true. Very true. And people originally tried to mix it with royal blue dye, which was created using crushed shells from the Mediterranean Sea. And that didn't work very well because of the chemical conflicts. It actually turned it into a sort of like muddy brown that would rub off on things. not the best. But you know, hey, at least it's not as bad as the sickly green arsenic color. Yeah, we used to make green out of colors that would make people extremely sick and eventually kill them. Oh, that's right. It was the Murex snails for that one. Yes. I like this fit a lot too. It gives you tattoos. It's very cool. You like that green? Hope you like being sick too. True. Like that's the whole reason the Mad Hatter is called the Mad Hatter. Is because it was based off of the story of people in hat shops, usually young women, were basically they're doing the thing where you're trying to thread the needle in order to sew something on to the hat, and the thread they're using is green, or is touching all of this green dyed felt on the hats and stuff, and it meant that they were literally putting poisonous materials into their mouths, and they started going crazy and then dying because they were dying. They were yeah. This outfit I like a lot. It's just extremely complex. And then of course my Astro, my sweet baby sleigh. Yeah, I went for kind of like a nun almost appearance on this one. I wanted to go like something herbalisty, nun-y was the goal here. I'm gonna turn down the music on my end a little bit because it's a little loud in my ears. There we go. Yeah, I main Astro and Red Mage and Black Mage. You might be able to tell from the eye levels. But I have fits for a lot of them because I love them. Cool weapon, yeah. I like this one a lot too. It's really classic in my opinion. I love my character. Dark Knight, I've got a really cool fit for. Glowing sword. Big ass coat. I love it. Also, the sunshine is making my eyeball go weird. This one I also quite like, but it's too complicated to draw. You love the new relic for Dark Knight? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. All right. I also have my samurai right now is my cosplay of Blue-Eyed Samurai. Oh, I've also got the cool sword that comes out. Just goes shank. Paladin is super cute. I might take a photo or two with this one actually. It's very cute. Yeah, let's hide those. Let's G-pose here. Because I wanted one with a hat. Let's do a light like this for rim light. Yeah, there we go. With my ears against the dark of the house like that, it's kind of hard to see where one ends and the next begins, but this is fine. Okay. No. Yeah. This one's cute. Okay. Yeah, I wanted some with hats, some without, so that works. What else do I have that looks good? I mean, I've got this, which has the really cute hat that I like. Ooh, actually, let's take a photo in my room because I have some nice lighting in there. Yeah, this will be nice because then if I sit on the edge of this table, then I'll get some room lighting of my own. But it's kind of busy. Yeah, let's use this. Ooh, that light is very harsh. We got to make sure we set up this light right because it's going to change how the whole thing looks. Okay, let's do one here. And then let's do one from up here. And we'll turn this one to type 2 so it's not so bright. There we go. I think that's good. That's a fun angle. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else? I love this outfit, but it's so complicated to draw what's on the chest piece. And I don't really want to get bogged down in the details. I think we probably have enough to get started, though. I should probably take 1 or 2 with this outfit, though, because it is my new baby. And then we'll get into the art. Okay. Lighting 2. Yeah, that's nice. I do wish that my glasses didn't clip, but Wonder if I can get her to look here. Oh, I can. I've always wanted to practice these kind of angles. You know, the free run angle and all that. Ah. All right. And group pose. We will exit the game. And I will open up clip. Oh, hey, look, it's my stream schedule. Let's make a new document. Let's make this one square. I like to work on a 3000 by 3000 canvas personally. I don't know why, I just do. All right, let's get these images. Oh boy. Trying to remember where I have them stored. I'm pretty sure they go. Hmm. Maybe it's in documents. I might have to reopen the game just to see where it went. Oh, nope, there it is. Screenshots. Yeah. Let's just rectangle cut out the areas we like. Pop them in here. And we can close that one. One's basically the same. Yeah. Apologies for your ears. It feels like I'm beginning to make one of those do it for whatever, do it for whoever memes, do it for her with the collage of pictures here. uh, can't unsee it. That one's basically identical. Yes. All right. Here we go. Make sure I'm leaving enough room for myself to actually draw. All right, let's try that. Create folder, insert layers, ref. All right. So I think let's start with this one. Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna draw underneath it instead. Thing is I need to remember that the ears take up just as much space as the head does, so I'm gonna pretend to draw what would be the head. Then the ears. Or the ears and then the head. Wow. Why does this not feel like it's calibrated? Maybe I'm just out of practice using this. I've been mostly using my iPad to draw lately. Which honestly, I do feel is easier to use at times simply because of the fact that like you can see your own hand moving against the image. Let's see. Head's only slightly tilted. Like that. The cheekbones don't come down that far. Yeah, that seems better. Just trying to get the rough shapes in here. I'm not too worried about getting things exact. There's the center line on the neck. There we go. Starting to look the right thing. Hey. Interesting. There's like little lines on the leather from the little folds that really help sell the shape of it. And there's like a little bit of shadow under here. It's like shadow right up to there. It's a little bit more shadowed on this side. Why does it feel like, oh yeah, stabilization's up quite a bit here. And then we got, once again, a little bit. Okay. Makes sense. Now the ear shape is definitely interesting. It's like a trapezoid that's slightly curved with like a kick out of fluff at the end. Oh, interesting. For some reason, my Clip Studio is a little bit there we go. Now you guys can see more. There, I like that better. I think I'm going to move Fish Phone over by me. Less stuff covering up the drawings, you know? Tea break. Yummy. I know I said I wasn't going to try and perfect these shapes, but now it's kind of bothering me, so. All right. I think that's good for the base shapes. For the head. Now let's do a bit of the shoulders. So it's like a big a line like this. The shoulders. Sometimes I'm pretty sure it's the nib of this pen is like wiggling. I really need to get it replaced. Juicy, if you're still around, have you finished on trail, right? Have you done the new patch? Oh, that's that. Okay. Okay, I put off doing the ears long enough. Let's do it. Okay. I think I understand how the ears work a little bit better now, but I'm still not 100% comfortable with drawing them. Especially have a hard time with the ones that go kind of down, like the fluffs that go down here. This feels like no matter which way I draw them, they're gonna look weird. I also can't quite tell if these are too tall. They might be just yeah, they're a little too tall. Let's lasso here up. Let's do one of these and let's uncheck keep aspect ratio. I can just bring them down a little bit. Yeah, that's much more correct. Does mean I give a little hiccup right there, but whatever. That's fine. Now comes the fun part of drawing my own character's face, which I have looked at a lot. I'm going to do a separate layer just for the work I do on the face. I know it looks like I'm drawing big googly eyes. I promise you I am not. Simply outlining the eye socket, because that helps me with placing the eyebrow. And then we've got sort of an almond shape. A little bit downturned. That looks right. And then nose is about here. Like a little mark there. So the interesting part about Vieira noses is that they're a light color on the bottom part. So you have this sort of like weird under highlight, which if rendered wrong, just kind of makes them look like a pig or a dog. which makes drawing them in ways that are cute a little difficult at times. Especially for me because I have a really hard time drawing noses at a size that they are supposed to be. I have a tendency to draw noses bigger than they're supposed to be. And then my cute little smile, which I think in general, the whole lower half of the face is a little bit high. Let's pull this up here so I don't have to go as far to there. I think I've got this eye shaped correctly. I love this song. I think somehow I still have Hmm. I think in general, the eyes are still too big. And the nose is still all wrong. I wonder if it's easier if I just tip it slightly to the side. It is, actually. Thought that might be the case. Okay. Let's around pockets. And let's do does unfortunately make these a little blurry. Stuff like this, but it's a way to get a start. All right, and then draw in the shape of the nose. Ah, gotta love bots. Ugh, I don't like how that looks at all. problem I'm encountering mostly right now is the fact that I don't really do these kind of noses, and so it's really difficult for me. But I am happy with the eyes and how they've come out. This nose is really petite compared to the rest of the features. And in general, it's much higher in the face. I also almost never do this amount of detail on a nose. Wonder if I just did like a the inclination of something there. Hmm. You know, that's probably fine. Let's move on to the lips. Done. So funny. Teeny tiny. Okay. A nice, healthy sized Cupid's bow. And nice full bottom lip. I always have such a hard time with the right side of a lip. Probably because I'm dragging towards my hand. No, we're gonna rotate this. No sense in making our wrist hurt over something silly. I think that's pretty good. Now, the real question is, since she's got dark skin, the freckles being light colored, I mean, they're kind of actually just tiny circles. So I'm accidentally making these a little too patterned. The nose is still too wide, but it's closer. Oh. Wait, did I actually just get it? I kind of did. Down a little bit. So look at that. It's my bunny girl. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so this is sketch 1. I'm gonna move you down here. You know what? We're gonna move you very out of the way. We're gonna put you down here for now. And then a new one. Let's do this one. Ah. God, I love this tea. I love that it's good when it's cold and when it's warm. You're back. Awesome. Welcome back. Survival mission for 3 hours. Jeez Louise. Why have you done this to yourself? Because it's an RB survival? Get that Vistus essence. They're feeding you Arby's for staying there? It's crazy. No, no, no. It's Arby's now. That's how you get galvanized mods. Oh, I see. Can't believe Warframe chose to do a collaboration with Arby's. It's crazy. Um, actually, it's just a little bit lower. The rest of this comes down to. It's not a tilt happening. Love punching enemies hard enough that they just cease existing. Honestly, that does sound really fun. Did you see my other finished one? There's the sketch I did. I did the sketch. What do we think? You like? Thank you. Like slots. Ooh. Yeah, it's based off this image. Yeah. I was like, it doesn't really look like her without the freckles. Which, if you see in the images, it's actually like a gold speck. It's like a shimmer. Freckles of wealth. That's actually crazy. I love it. Okay. This is still not quite right, and that's okay. I think that's getting closer. Just like slowly rotating this head to match. Does foreshorten area just a little bit. Okay. Now I can get in the rough shape of the hair. Yeah, I may have picked a really difficult angle for this. Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do some warping here. But honestly, I really don't mind. You know what? Just not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna do this section. All right. So in this section, the ears are like, well, first of all, we got my little hat. Then we've got ears. They're very much long paddle boys. think I'm good to start on the actual face now. God, I love this song. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. I have the right shape. It's slightly rotated. Yes.
Yeah, that's much better.
Huh. Oh, I see. We're leaning way too much. And we're also a little short. Interesting. Let's um here we go. I don't know why lips are so hard. Here we go. Much better. Oops, I meant to say select both layers. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit. Ah. Interesting. The eye line changed to be further down. How did that happen? Oh, I see how that happened. We can fix that. There we go. I should probably save my file, huh? Let's see. He's a practice. Huh. What is this song? Also, I turned off your stupid add whatever songs the hell you want to this playlist. Why did it turn it back on? So annoying. Why does every platform lately think that they know better than the user? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. you to a greater life. For you as a greater life. Of the and burrow within, burrow within. Hey, thanks for the resub, Strongler. Good to see you. How you been? Meow. It's all right. Well, it's better than bad. Most of our life is just all right, and that's okay. I mean, I'd love it if it was amazing, but, you know, only billionaires get to really have that. This hat is deceptively difficult to draw. Like bigger in every dimension that I think it is, and then it's smaller in the dimensions that I think are bigger. If that makes any sense. Job got taken over by another. Now it's not so fun anymore. I mean, it was not the best before, but still. Ugh, yeah. No, that's super understandable actually. I mean, a lot of people will say that they quit managers. They don't quit jobs. And it's really rough market out there right now. Do you foresee it getting better anytime soon? Hopefully. Already applied somewhere different. Hope they accept you. Yeah. Yep. Yesterday I sent out my like 80th application to a place. Like not 80 applications to the same place. I should be clear. My 80th application since I started looking for a job. Maybe it's more than that. It's probably more than that, but 80th since I started tracking them. And oof. The amount of denials I get is crazy. I was pretty excited about one of the applications I put in and got a denial this morning. And I was like, man, that sucks, actually. Just because I might need to check against this later, let's do a layer mask. This. Okay. Ears. Let's do. Somehow, every time you update your life path on LinkedIn or whatever, you get ring up because headhunters. That's how you found your current job. Honestly, that's a great position to be in. I did talk to some headhunters when I was first getting into the job market, but the main problem I had was that the things they wanted me to apply for were all like AI bullshit jobs. So that sucked. I hope you have much better luck than I do. Okay, I need to zoom into this to be able to draw this angle correctly. Had some of that, wanted you for shit that you can't do. Yeah. For me, it was less that I couldn't do it and more that I just straight up did not want to be involved in that industry at all. hate even calling it an industry, but okay. Now we get to do face, a bit of hair. Okay, so that's hair. Let's care of this stuff. Hair and then hat. You like the bunny ears? Yeah. It's my character from Final Fantasy XIV, whom I love a lot. And I decided I want to start being able to draw her. So this was my first attempt based off of this screenshot, which I think was pretty good, but I think we can do better. So then I tried a different angle, and I feel like I did better on the eyes, for sure. But this angle was really rough, especially with this coat, is really difficult. And the ears are like different shaped in every different like point of view. Like they're very complex shapes. Complex from my understanding at least. And like even just looking back at this one, I can already tell that this shape is not the same as this shape. Like this is far straighter than I thought. But I'm not going to go back and fix them. I'm just going to use them as showing my growth. And like even this is straighter, I think, than I give it credit for. But yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things with trying to draw more often again, because I sort of fell out of the habit when I got sick. But I was really enjoying doing all this drawing, and I have started another addition to this model that I'm using right now, and I started some layout uh for another model. Problem is just that I can't keep up the consistency when I haven't been drawing enough. So I just need to let's just do like a partial. Okay, I guess I can't do. Yeah, what if I do hardness? Is that no, that's not what I want. Okay, that kind of works. Nope. All right, that's whatever. Whatever, we'll just keep trying. From this angle, it's like that. The eyes always start too big and then I have to scale them down, but that's okay. As long as I know and it's something I can look out for, then it's not really a problem. If only I had the patience to draw you so many battles. Oh, battles. The brain. Sorry. Sometimes my brain turns off halfway through reading something. I used to have the patience to actually animate things. Like frame by frame hand animation style. Yeah, so this eye is too big. That's okay. Scale her down. Okay, and then the nose is a lot higher than a typical nose because it's a Banui nose. It's crazy. You'd love to animate, but it looks so scuffed and bad. Honestly, that's kind of the secret, is that it will look scuffed and bad until you see it all in motion. Like a lot of the individual frames look bad, and just like suffering through a little bit can actually get you some pretty crazy cool results. Problem is that people seem to have lost the ability to do things that are cringe. They just want it to look pretty from the start, and that's just so rarely true of any artistic process. No headspace to sit down and do shit. Tried to write a book, your brain's 6 books deep while you write the prologue. Yeah. Yeah. I have a concept that I've been working on for some time similarly. But I used to write a lot when I was younger, and I actually finished an entire manuscript for a book when I was younger. And it was tragically lost after I typed it up. Cuz I wrote it by hand in notebooks and stuff as a kid. And I still think the concept was good. Was it amazing? No, but it was decent. And I typed it all up, and I had it on a external hard drive that I took with me to college. And that hard drive had a mechanical failure, and it was the only place I had stored the files. So I lost my entire manuscript. So this is your friendly local neighborhood nebula telling you to always, 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 always back up your stuff. You wrote on some light novel website. You posted chapter 1 there, and 1,000 people saw it, and you reread it, and it was so bad. I've written a lot of fan fiction in my life. And every now and then I'll get people messaging me being like, "Are you ever gonna finish this one that you did latest that you just sort of left unfinished?" And probably not. I am a very different person than when I started those. You a fanfic girl. Nice. Some fanfic are crazy good. Yeah, I had a friend who wrote a crazy good fanfic, and people kept telling her to turn it into a book. And she just didn't want to. She just was like, "Nah, this is for you guys." There is one that's out there that I am considering actually finishing at some point, because that one I do think had a good premise, and I had a whole outline for it. And I think that one could finish out very nicely. Why do those eyes feel wrong? The eyeballs are too big. Problem is if you didn't write stuff down for your book, you have no idea where you're going. Yeah. Yeah. And for a while I participated in NaNoWriMo, which is that National Novel Writing Month event. The problem I always had with that was that I was more interested in hearing about other people's stories than I was about working on mine. And even when I did have outlines, I often would find myself veering off of them. All right. My fingers are getting tired. I think I can do a little bit of cleanup here. Sometimes it's better to stick to your plan. Sometimes the idea you have while writing is better. It's a feeling thing for sure. I would 100% agree with that. Like for my concept I've been working on now, two to the left, like I have the main, stuff solidified, and I have a rough idea of characters and their purpose in the story and like the motivation for some of the side characters and stuff, but I just don't know if the if the if the side characters are going to fall flat when I go to write them because I have such a specific motivation in mind for them, or if I've come up with enough of like, a life for them that makes them actually able to stand up on their own. The other thing is that the world I'm doing needs a little bit of, history stuff fleshed out for it, and I keep putting that off. Motivation is crazy important, and people forget about them so often. You see it in books and pen and paper campaigns. Yes. I feel like I'm, partially using my D&D campaign with my friends occasionally as a practice, making sure that my characters have motivation because it's so important. I think that one's all right. I don't think it's great, but it is done. Honestly, some of your campaigns could be crazy good books. Hey, honestly, that's the thing. Is like people will always say like, "Oh, if, like in contrast to DMs who are doing like railroading and fudging dice rolls and stuff, they'll say if you want a determined outcome, write a book." And it's like, yeah, but also if everyone at the table is at the same level of understanding and have the same idea for how to play things out, or you have a group that you just trust really well, it can be a really empowering thing to make a campaign where a crazy cool story happens, um, and it's collaborative. All right, I'm just gonna grab 3, scoot them over a little bit more, make more room. Sketch 2 and 3 can get moved over. Lovely. Sometimes when you play, shit happens. Neither you or the DM expected just because of one crazy failure or crit or failure. The brain. I can speak. Honestly, yeah. Like I love DMing because of that like complete random chance of something crazy happening. I definitely also have the writer instinct of going, but that goes against the story I had been planning. And I just every time I have to tell myself that's for your own personal headcanon, for your own personal fan fiction, and this is the story that we're actually playing. This is the new canon, and that's okay. Because oh my god. Like there's been some moments in my D&D campaign where there's stuff that I specifically wrote in my notes like this is information if they rolled like a natural 20 that they could totally glean at this point, or they could, figure it out based on just the other information available to them. And there's been a few moments where they actually did figure it out. And then we had to roll with like, okay, well, what does that look like then in the future? Because it changes their knowledge level of everything else going on. So then suddenly they've got a leg up in all the other stuff, which is awesome. And I love it because there's been also times, of course, where the opposite happens, where like, they're looking for information about some characters for like an upcoming encounter, or yeah, and they completely flub the investigations and trying to, even just like the cool thing is like when you have a group of people who will RP really really nicely with each other and really gel, then you get really fun moments where people are are willing to let their character excuse me, to let their character sort of like quote unquote fail at something
for the sake of a better narrative and for the sake of being true to their character. Like, yeah. You said your DM must improvise a hell of a lot. So had a super strong enemy wave. And you threw one bomb that crit and killed them all. We needed to run away from half an army because the explosion was super loud. Yes, exactly. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's great. Cuz like you can have these amazing moments where like you have something that you bought a long time ago and you forgot that you have it, and all of a sudden it's super pertinent. Oh my god, I am yawning like crazy. uh oh my gosh. But yeah, no, like the super fun thing about D&D to me is that like it feels like the best testing ground for an idea that you want to work with narratively in the future is, say, in like a book or in like, you know, an animation or, you know, something like that, because you can kind of see really what people will do with it, what they will throw at it. um Something I've told my players, and it's not like a huge spoiler or something to say, but like the main driving antagonist plot of what we have going on right now in my game is 100% ripped from my book idea. Um, and it's basically like me using this as an excuse to figure out the mechanics of how it works and to then take it and flesh it out with like what kind of effects it could have on a society and how it would change how people interact with the world. Um, yes, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this cup of tea while we finish this conversation. Then I'm probably gonna read us out because my arm is starting to hurt. The more people you have, the more ideas flow. This, yes, exactly, exactly. I'm quite pleased with the art that we've done today. Um, Especially because like if I do a save as, let's turn off the ones we didn't use. And then it's also important not every hero party must follow the same moral compass or the same motivation, just a similar goal or a step to said goal. Yes. Big yes. Um the group that we have, moral compass is more of a suggestion than anything else. Mainly because we have some people in the party who their character didn't really grow up with a moral compass per se, for many reasons, and they're very beloved by the party, which is kind of funny because we had the sort of opposite thing going on in my last campaign. Let's use this to sign our art. don't like murder hobos, but if it's murder because of motivation or a step to their goal, it's all right. Sometimes we do need to tell someone, no, you're not doing that. For real. Yeah, no, we've not really had anyone in the group who's a murder hobo. But I have been in parties where there's definitely a murder hobo person like that because it happens. For sure. Let's do let's, I guess, because it's going out to the internet, let's drop it by 50%. Size. Still plenty good to see the details, and it's a lot less, well, not as big. It's the important part. This song's okay, but not my favorite. Okay, one sec. Yeah, that should be small enough for it to post. All right. Last campaign, you played a blood wizard. You killed people to drain their blood to increase your mana or that of your party, but you said yourself there's a limit because you saw very quickly you could tip the balance of the world too fast and we would need to stop. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that certainly would do it. That's, yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time for me to find somebody for us to raid. This has been really, really fun though. The main problem is just that my wrist hurts. I want to keep going like really bad, but I should make sure that I take care of my wrist. So, hopefully next week we'll be able to go longer with the art. So I'm going to find us a channel. Probably somebody doing art. Yeah. Nah, everybody's busy doing other stuff. Let's just not raid out today. I will see everybody again on Wednesday, and we'll be doing more Warframe, like usual. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for the pat. I will see you guys again.